On this episode of Rogue Creators, we're chatting with Dave Abbott.
Oh, that's me.
That's him.
Oh.
We are so excited. We jump into a bunch of really, really cool stuff and maybe some dinosaur. I don't know. Maybe
Dinosaur content? Always.
Maybe. All right, let's get it.
9, 8, ignition. Main stage. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rogue Creators. My name is Brian Fitton. I'm here with my awesome co-host, Lauren Lewis.
Hey.
Hey, we are in the studio today with...
Keep going, baby. Keep going, baby. Keep going. Get her go, honey.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rogue Creators. My name is Brian Fitton. I'm here with my awesome co-host, Lauren Lewis.
Hey.
And we have an amazing Rogue Creator in the house today, Dave Abbott.
Oh,
Oh,
hey,
it's-
what's up?
It's you,
It's
man.
me. It is me.
Hey, is it awkward that we're wearing the same hat?
Yeah, can you go ahead and take yours off?
Absolutely
Thank
not.
you.
I sleep in this hat, Dave. And
That's
if you're not watching,
uncomfortable.
you're not watching. Dave has awesome hats, and it's
I
Dave on
do.
the camera.
Hey, if anyone else wants an awesome hat, just
There we go.
send me a DM on Instagram, and
There we go.
I might give you a hat.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Dang, we're on it, man.
Yeah.
He's just throwing.
I'm
merch
just giving
out.
away hats.
I
yeah.
love it.
I'm like the Oprah of hats.
You get a hat.
You get a hat. You get a hat.
I will say, I have been asked several times, "Are you Dave?" Because people don't.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
like-
it's not very clear.
It's not-
who
not
is Dave.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, which I'm okay with.
Well, pretty much that's the whole reason we wanted to have you on was talk about merchandise, and we're done.
And we're done. Awesome.
So-
Great show, everyone.
I will say though, this episode is going to be awesome because we're going to dive into not all of Dave's content.
That would be a
you
lot.
have a lot
Yeah,
of
it would be a
content.
4-hour podcast.
That's on Patreon if you wanted to get. No, never mind. I will say though that it's going to be really cool to see because of Dave, his transitions, how he shoots, his style. I've learned a lot from you, just working with you in general, and so being able to see some of your commercial work. So if you're out there right now and you're wanting to create some cool content, maybe even starting out in wedding spaces or even just wanting to get into commercial space, like Dave is the guy to go to. So we're gonna learn so much today.
I mean, I don't know about that, but we will try. We'll at least talk about things.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we always start off with though asking 3 questions, right? Okay. Are you ready, Dave?
Maybe. Let's go.
You ready, Lauren?
I'm totally ready.
Okay, fire away, man.
All right. Favorite movie?
Go.
Darjeeling Limited.
Oh.
I have no
Sorry.
idea. I have no idea what that is.
Darjeeling Limited by Wes Anderson.
It's super good.
It's so good. It's about 3 brothers going on this journey to kind of find themselves, which I'm one of 3 brothers, and so
That's
it
cool.
really resonated with me. And I love Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way he shoots, color, just everything about his films are amazing. So that's got to be a top 3 movie for me.
That's
It's
awesome.
so good. Yeah.
You should totally watch it.
Yeah,
It's
apparently.
very good.
Go watch it.
Well, he has a new one coming out too, the French Quarter. or
Yes.
The French. Yeah.
I can't remember exactly. Yes.
French Dispatch.
Yes,
I'm
that
being
one.
corrected
Yeah,
here.
it's something French.
Saw the trailer for the first time last night, so it's not. I didn't know it was coming out.
If Brian hasn't
freaked
seen it,
out.
it doesn't exist.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's true.
It's fine.
Anyway,
It's
you're
fine.
making this up. There is no movie.
No, there is no movie. I just said words and yeah.
All right. Favorite music playlist?
So this is a tricky one because the only music I listen to is when I'm searching for music for clients.
Okay.
I don't really listen to music a lot, but I love podcasts. So Go Rogue Podcasts.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah.
Oh, man.
If you haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
And then I love basketball podcasts.
Yeah.
All sports. Spitballers is a great comedy podcast as well. So,
Fun.
That's cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
He's a podcast guy.
All right. The last TV show you binge watched?
It just came out. You season 3 on Netflix. I watched it in 2 days and just got no work done. I'm sorry, clients, but it was amazing, and it's so intense and it's awesome. I
I've
highly
never
recommend.
gotten into that one yet, but everyone who watches it
it's so
says that
good.
they can't
Yes.
stop. So.
I'm not into scary movies or or shows, but it's very intense thriller,
Right,
which I can
right.
handle. I like that. It's
Yeah.
great.
All right, Dave. So we're gonna jump into some of your content. We actually put together a little reel of some
Oh,
of
a
our
little slideshow of my work?
We bootlegged your content.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, we kind of wanted to get a chance to kind of hear a little bit about your story and how you kind of got started in content creation.
Yeah. I mean, I started at a summer camp. That was like my first quote unquote real job of doing video, was for New Life Ranch and doing summer camp videos. I had one little camera and a little 50 millimeter lens, and it was like, hey, create videos for, gosh, I think it was 8 weeks, one like recap video a week. So it was like, okay, my first, like, I have deadlines, I have like, I'm getting paid to do this.
Right.
But it definitely taught me like how to create with not a lot of equipment, which I thought was good. Great, like, okay, all you have is one lens, one camera, go make something, which I thought was a great, like, starting out. Like, I didn't have lights, I didn't have all this audio set up, I didn't have cameras that were amazing. It was just like content was king and go make good content.
Yeah.
So that was kind of how I got started. I went to school for film at JBU, not like a huge film school, but it taught me a lot. And then I went out to LA for a couple years and worked for a church doing videos, and that was a lot of fun. Just again, like creating more content and just having more content to look at and just create and, do whatever I can with whatever I was given.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, I love the fact too that, I mean, in the photography world, having a prime lens at 50, like, that's not super wide, that's not super tight. I mean, that's definitely a middle lens.
Yeah.
And so being able to like capture content, like that's what you have to work with, which is a great lens to start out with. Like,
Yes.
Nifty
Yeah.
50 for me,
Nifty
for Canon
50.
was
Yes.
like the best lens ever. And so I think that's really cool because a lot of people, especially getting into content creation or photography or video, whatever it is, feel like they do have to have everything. It's like, well, I don't have the coolest lights,
Yes.
or I don't have this,
Yeah.
or I don't have that. It's like, you really don't need that.
Yeah.
You can be creative with pretty basic stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen people who have Red cameras who just create absolute trash, honestly. And then people who have, a camera that they got at Target and a little 50 millimeter, and they create some of the most amazing content because they know their limitations, but they also are great at creating whatever they can within those limitations.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and for me, there was a photo online one time of just it was a kit lens essentially, and it was breathtaking. I was like, this is amazing. And somebody was like, oh yeah, it was on the 28 to 105 or whatever, like the basic 24 to 70 on like cropped sensor. And I was like, holy crap, like that's pretty cool. And so I agree with you. And that's why I think even with us on this podcast, it's like we try to talk through basically being able to create content. You don't have to have all the training. You don't have to have anything. If you have a good eye for it, then that's all it takes. And I know back in the day especially when iPhones started to come out and people were like, well, photography's gone forever, replacing photographers' jobs. And, there was a moment I was just like, oh man, nobody's going to hire me anymore because everybody has iPhones with like great cameras. And then all of a sudden you realize you're like, even if they have the tools, if they don't have the eye for it,
exactly.
then it like still need those people that have that creative eye to be able to actually make awesome content. So
I mean, it's practice, it's getting good at it. It's creating content as much as you can to learn from your mistakes and how to get better. And I mean, I would say, I could probably shoot something really good with an iPhone compared to maybe someone who isn't that great, who has like a Red camera. And it's like, you use what you can to create content, and that's how you get better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit, like, what are you doing right now? What's your bread and butter?
I'm on a podcast. My bread and butter right now, gosh, I've been doing weddings for almost 8 years now,
Okay.
Which just feels insane.
Yeah.
I've kind of heard in the wedding industry, like if you can hit 10 years, it's like this like milestone just because it honestly has a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
And so like getting to 10 years has been kind of a goal of mine to kind of get to that point. And then I'm just done forever. No, I will keep going, but it's just kind of like, okay, I'm almost there, and that's kind of crazy. And then I've been doing a lot more commercial work, a lot with different brands, which I've kind of done over the years, but especially in the last couple of years, it's kind of ramped up to be able to work with awesome, brands such as, Target and Sam's Club, Walmart, just things like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to kind of transition into a little bit of your content and look at some of the pieces that we actually had you choose a piece to tell us a little bit about something that you're really proud of. And so you chose a wedding video that is titled, I Feel God in This Chili's Tonight.
Yes, which if you don't know, that's from The Office, and these people were big Office fans, and the sister of the bride put that quote in her speech, and it was just kind of this perfect moment that it was this amazing wedding in Colorado, just like honestly cliffside, overlooking mountains, and just like it was insane. I kind of got up to the venue and was like, oh, okay, so this is just a real place.
Yeah.
And it was, kind of during pandemic era, and so like a little bit smaller wedding, which I have loved being able to do those, and it was just windy all day, and like it just kind of blew some stuff off tables and just had moments throughout the day with the wind, and part of the speech was like talking about God in the wind, and she said, I feel God in this Chili's tonight. And it was just this perfect moment, and just one of my favorite moments from doing weddings. And I just love The Office as well. So anytime someone incorporates The Office into their wedding, I am a big fan of that.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, so I remember when you posted this video, and just the backdrop in general was just phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, dang it, Dave, why didn't you take me with you on
I
this
know.
one?
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. But there's a lot of times that you are shooting in some cool places and cool areas, and we have worked together. But it is one of those things of seeing that. I was like, holy cow, that is so cool. And it did seem like it was a very intimate wedding too, on top of a mountain. So
Yes.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, it was one of those that I'll never forget, and just it's one of those where you kind of like, it's a small group of people where you get to like really feel a part of the family and kind of get in with these 25 people and get to know them all day and just kind of be a part of the wedding day, which is really fun. It can be kind of hard to do that with 300 people at times, and so like just getting to know everyone and hear their story, I feel like was a cool, just like, okay, like I feel a part of this day, and I feel God in this Chili's.
So how do you balance getting to know people in order to film them, but staying behind the camera professionally?
Honestly, there is no balance. It's really hard to like kind of balance that, just because you like want to be friends with all your clients, but you also like want to step back and not like intrude on their day or interrupt anything, but you also have to be professional and like be like, hey guys, we're running behind schedule, we gotta like get going. So like you can be their friend and also not their friends at the same time. But I really try and get to know my couples. They are all awesome people, and I've actually made some incredible friends throughout the years, who I like go visit and go see whenever I'm in their city. And so
cool.
it's people who are like, hey, anytime you're here, like come stay at our house. And it's just like what industry do you get to like meet people, shoot their wedding, and then like a year later you're hanging out at their house? And so it's just one of those things where I just feel like I've been really lucky to get to know a lot of great people.
Yeah. Well, and I think for most creators kind of getting into the space, they always think, especially video people, it's like, well, I got to go shoot weddings. myself being a wedding photographer starting out as well, and then getting into some video, and then working with you, like I will say your process of how you do things, there's a reason why people need to pay a premium for that type of content. Not that you're like crazy outrageously priced, but there is a difference between that like entry level person as well as somebody who does this regularly. Like you have a system, you have a process, you have shots that you're looking for to get. Like even for me, I said I've learned, I'm not a wedding video guy, but like it's been cool to actually just work with you. Like, okay, this is where we're gonna go. We're gonna shoot this. We're gonna have this at this time. We do this. Like you have that on track, and that's pretty cool.
And kind of along that lines, it's being able to adapt in the day, because weddings are known for just being a little all over the place, and you don't know what's going to happen, and things could be late. You could have rain on the wedding day and have to change everything at a moment's notice. I had one wedding where they were supposed to have an outdoor ceremony. Some buses that were supposed to bring people were late, so it got pushed back, and then it started to rain, so we brought everything in, and I had lights ready for them. I had lights set up, and like, hey, we can do it here. I'll light it. Everything's going to look great. And it worked because I've been doing it for 7 years. And I was like, I know how to make this look good. And I know what to do in these situations that, are kind of pressure situations where you have to make quick decisions to make sure that the couple is taken care of.
Yeah. And there's no redo on that.
No, there is no redo.
Hopefully there's not for the couples as well. That
that's
they
right.
won't
Yes, 100%.
doing. But anyway, we did pick some of our favorites.
Yes, we did.
So
we chose former Miss America wedding video. So let's take a look at this one.
Yeah. And so for us, obviously, this beautiful couple in general.
Yes.
Like,
Amazing
that
couple.
makes sense.
They're so nice.
Yeah. And this was kind of early on for you too, wasn't it?
It's been, almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of halfway through this weird career I've had.
So the bottles, did they have their own, or was it just kind of labels?
I think it was just the labels. Yes.
That's cool.
But
That's cool.
Yeah, they got married at Sassafras Vineyard. No, actually, that was the rehearsal dinner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they got married at the Record in Bentonville.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
Dude, so for that shot right there that we just saw, the one that you always use the sun or light or something like that as, especially as almost like backlighting, and most people are scared of straight up sunlight, right?
Yeah,
And you use it so well.
It's just one of those things that like you have to practice. You have to like shoot and just try things out. That's just one of those things where, especially if you're starting out in like weddings or something, you just like go shoot with people, go ask if you can second shoot with someone, and just see how people do their process. And just like, having the sun in a certain way behind them, and just like knowing how to do that, it's practice.
Yeah. So we joked about this before we started recording, but that transition that you just made between the two, it was like, oh, they're walking, they're together in the field, they're, in more casual clothes. And then all of a sudden it was like transition to wedding day.
Yeah.
Like I will say, and just to hit on this, storytelling is hard. Like,
It is, yes.
You're not filming this. You are kind of filming it through the day, kind of chronologically, but that's not necessarily how you edit either, because you're telling the story of the day itself too. And so that's one thing I've noticed about you. It's like you have almost like the finished product. Like I know that was after the ceremony, that transition that you did, and then all of a sudden now we're into prepping for the wedding day. So there's so many different aspects of it, as well as them reading their cards and stuff like that. It's difficult to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a process to kind of like figure out the best way to not only shoot it but to edit it as well.
Yeah.
So like going through footage and everything. And that's what I love about weddings, is everyone is different.
Yeah.
Because people ask me all the time, like, does it feel monotonous just doing the same thing? I'm like, no, like every wedding is different. It can be at a venue I've shot before, but it's so different. And every couple is different. And so being able to, bring that into the wedding edit and create a video that is unique to them.
Yeah.
It's not only a challenge, but it's a fun challenge.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well, and we work together on commercial stuff as well. And so we talk about, again, the storytelling aspect of it. Like, I see a lot of what you do for weddings translating a lot to the commercial work too,
Yes.
which is really cool. So
Yeah, I make sure all my commercial clients are wearing tuxes and wedding dresses. Yeah, I just can't get out of that. That has to happen. Yes.
which is why you have big clients like that, you know? They
Yeah.
just know.
Yeah.
Bring their A game.
Yeah. Just they have to have incredible wedding dresses and tuxes if they're gonna, hold a Coke can for the commercial.
Well, kind of transitioning a little bit out of the weddings that you do, you've also gone to some pretty cool locations and shot something alongside of one of your friends,
Heyo.
which loves to talk about.
Man, what do you mean?
Iceland.
Loves? Do I?
Have we been?
Have we? Did we go to?
We went to
we
Iceland. Yeah, we haven't
did.
brought this
We
up every day.
did.
So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about, and you both can, I guess, talk, but
I'll just let Brian.
How long do we have?
Yeah. 3
why did
hours
you
later.
go to Iceland, and a little bit about the experience of shooting, particularly in such a cool place.
Yeah, so I was actually supposed to shoot a wedding in Italy, and it just didn't work out, and the wedding got canceled, and so I had already bought plane tickets, and I thankfully could get a credit, and so I was like, hey, Jason, hey, Brian, you guys want to go to Iceland? I know we've talked about this, and we went. And so it was just kind of let's just go to Iceland and create content and have fun and try and just enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
And we did. It was awesome. Being able to go to such a beautiful place and, I mean, honestly, go with 2 awesome people, including Brian.
Yeah.
And just have fun and just have no agenda, have no schedule, and just hey, we want to stop here and fly our drone. Hey, we want to go look at these horses and these tiny ponies, and we want to.
That was the only reason
we want
we
to wear
actually
a
went there.
dinosaur suit on the glacier beach.
Yeah.
We had no agenda, and it was amazing.
That's what I think for so many people, you don't do that in life.
Yes.
You talk about things, you're like, oh, that'd be so cool to do.
Yeah.
This is the one thing in my life that it was like, hey, let's just go do this. And
Yeah.
then we did it.
100%.
And I agree. So Jason, obviously our third amigo there, he was,
Yeah.
it was so much fun because there was just our personalities matched up. We go with the flow. We had no agenda, but as
Yeah.
well as especially in this world that we live in right now, to have content of yourself, if you're kind of personal
Yeah,
branding as
exactly,
well. We all
yeah.
decided up front, we're like, hey, we're going to take photos of each other. And that's
Yep.
okay. If you see me standing somewhere, take a cool shot of that. If I saw Dave filming or whatever, I would
Yep.
film him and take photos of him doing it. And it's just as weird as it is, it's owning that. Hey, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten work out of Dave taking a photo of me in a cool spot. Someone's like, oh, that's so awesome, man. Wow, you guys did. I was like, yeah, everything Dave did was
We
was
are
mine.
basically each other's Instagram husbands.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we were on this trip,
Yeah.
which is great that we can do that, and I think we all just have kind of similar taste and similar eye for
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So it when you can't take a photo of yourself, I know I can hand the camera off to you or Jason, and I know that the content will be great.
Yeah.
So that was really enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and for me, I mean, it was kind of funny too. You talk through some of the stuff, especially the tiny ponies, the Iceland ponies, and then also the T-Rex on the beach, man.
Yes.
It was so fun, and we got so much. Just even people walking up to Dave,
Just random
they wanted
strangers.
photos with
Yeah.
Dave in his T-Rex
Which,
outfit.
Honestly, one of the best highlights of my life is not only telling you guys, hey, I brought a T-Rex costume to Iceland, but then actually getting it out, taking the T-Rex and walking along Glacier Beach.
Very
and
prehistoric.
Yeah, I was like, well, this is perfect. And then having strangers like, hey, can we take a photo with you?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, $5. No, it was just so much fun, and just one of those things where like I won't ever forget that.
Yeah.
Like it was just an incredible memory.
Yep. Yep.
Normal Brian staff.
Yeah. Dude,
We have watched many Iceland videos.
that is true.
But it's cool to, I mean, we joke and tease you quite a bit. But it
As
is
you
really,
should.
it is really cool. I mean, the shots and the film that you guys brought back from that, I mean, it is incredible. And it's cool to have those opportunities where it's like you get to just play
Yeah,
and
exactly.
create as
Yeah.
opposed to I'm getting paid, I have to get this particular shot. You know,
Yeah.
it allows you to experiment, which is really, really cool.
Well, and it's one of those things where, like, I mean, I've said it a couple times, just like it's fun to just go create, and that's just how you get better. I remember like taking that trip, shooting a ton, and coming back and be like, okay, like there's things that I shot that are a new way I need to look at how I shoot and how I go about the process and how I film things, and which obviously I can't have like an Icelandic backdrop for everything.
Sure.
But like, you know, being able to take things I learned in Iceland and take that to other projects is just, it's great.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, we got one more, and it is Big Brothers Big Sisters video.
Okay.
Let's take a look at this.
Big Brothers Big Sisters was always on my mind because I work in a college environment and I've done a lot with mentorship programs on campus. And I think especially with mentorship programs, I feel, and more so than with a lot of other.
So tell us a little bit about this project and this particular video.
Yeah, so I absolutely love Big Brother Big Sister. I was a big brother in the program when I was, I think in high school. I did it, and really just really fun. I feel like it was a great impact for me, and I just really enjoyed being a part of that. And so I've loved being able to work with them and create videos for them. And so this was Big Brother Big Sister, like they had just been together for so long, and so we created this video to kind of tell their story, and just like, you know, tell a little bit about them and their process and kind of how they have grown over the years. And we've done a couple of these, and it's just so cool to not only see like these two people and how they interact, but to kind of tell the story of Big Brother Big Sister and the impact that they have with so many people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and it's cool too, because one thing we talk about, you can't make somebody on camera look different than what they actually are. And so what you're doing here in this is, it seems very natural for their conversation. You can tell that they enjoy being around each other.
Yeah.
And I think that for a lot of times, people, again, you know, you're taking photos of people. I don't like how I look. I don't have, you know, whatever it is. Like with this on video, people are just who they are, right?
Yeah,
And you can tell, especially, and I think you do a good job of this in the wedding space, but also, you know, in commercial work of really documenting and bringing out kind of the best in people in this space too.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a great word for it, is just kind of documenting what's happening. Because I think you can recreate moments like with commercial stuff a little bit easier than you can with weddings. But I think like helping to create genuine moments, even in commercial work, I feel like gives you just a really authentic feel for a video, especially like this. And just, I think it helps create a emotional film, which this was, trying to create something that also helps raise money for Big Brother Big Sister. And so you kind of want to, pull on those heartstrings a little bit. I think being able to create something like this, and have a feel that feels just very authentic to these people. It's fun.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So going from this, how did you transition into commercial work?
I started doing a few videos here and there. Big Brother, Big Sister was one. I worked with, Boys and Girls Club. I worked with, Sam's Club doing a couple things. Just here and there, a few commercial clients would reach out. I would always get I know you do weddings, but do you do this? Yeah. So that's always been a I don't just do weddings. I can, do other things. So that's always a conversation, just because my website was always just weddings, but now I have a whole commercial side of it. And that's awesome. But I just kind of started doing it, and I really loved it. I really loved the storytelling aspect of it. I really loved working with different brands, being able to not only tell their story, but create content that was good for them to help them grow. And I found joy in that. I think after doing weddings for so long, I think having something a little bit different was good creatively, just because after a while you just kind of get in the flow of something and you're like, okay, I need to add something. I need to do something else. And so this has been a good, different opportunity for me, which I've loved it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Well, and you don't, I'll say this. So anybody starting out, you did it the right way, which is, hey, this is what I do. And it's mainly around weddings. And then you do it really, really well.
Yes.
For most people, they will be like, well, I do weddings and I do seniors and I do commercial and I do product photography and I also do drone photography and I do real estate. And I was like, then you're just not good at anything because you're doing everything.
You stretch yourself too thin. And I honestly I tried to do that for a couple months, was like, I can do this. I can say yes to everything. And I got burnt out so quickly. Yeah. I couldn't do it. And so I was like, I'm going to be really good at weddings. And honestly, weddings have gotten me commercial work because people see the work and they're like, oh, okay, we love your style. We love the good work you do. Can you help us with our brand? And so I have actually gotten a ton of clients from wedding work, and just relationships. Our friend Jason just is, I feel like, the relationship king. He just literally knows everyone. And so I've had clients 3-4 years down the road after filming their wedding, they're like, hey, so I work for this company and they're looking for videos and I know you would do a great job. Can you, help us out? And it's like, yeah, absolutely. And so keeping those relationships, and just having relationships with people, is just so key. It's just, and I think not saying yes to everything is also key. Just because then you just get burnt out and then you can't create as good of stuff for those clients. And so just being able to know your limits in that, I think, is super key.
Absolutely. Yeah. And being able, there's so many people that don't think about it in the sense of they have to, they don't think about the relationship after the fact. They're like, well, I'm just shooting this wedding. These people don't have normal lives, right? They don't go back to their day jobs or would potentially need other, work done. It's like, well, I filmed your wedding, here it is, and that's all you'll ever need. So I think that's pretty cool.
Well, Dave, I've got 2 questions left for you. So the first one, who is someone that is currently inspiring you in the videography field? Besides Brian,
Besides Brian, little story. This is my now good friend Jay Worsley on Instagram. We just talked through Instagram and we finally met. I think it was last year for the first time after being Instagram friends for a few years. And he's just he is kind of who I aspire to be. He does incredible work. He's an incredible creative, and he's just he's a dad, has a family. So I think being able to see that I have a family, I have kids, and being able to see someone else who is in kind of the same part of life that I am, like do this incredible work for, like the Ritz and like work with NBA players and things like that, where it's like, okay, I can get to that point. And so he's such a huge inspiration, and he's just so talented.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, lastly, what can we look forward to seeing from you? Like, what do you have on the horizon right now?
Just a ton of dinosaur content.
Yeah, that's what the people want.
Yeah, just me walking around in a blow-up dinosaur costume.
On every continent.
Just every continent. Yep. All of the continents. No, a lot more commercial stuff. I have just been able to work with incredible people. So a lot more commercial stuff and some great weddings. 2021 has been amazing. Some more wedding videos are coming out soon, and just 2022 is lining up to be great. I'm going to some awesome places next year that I'm very excited about. I'll talk to you later about it, Brian.
Yeah.
And so I'm just very excited to get to travel to different places and, have relationships with these incredible couples. So just a lot more of the same incredible films and some awesome commercial stuff.
Yeah, man. Cool. Absolutely. Well, we will link to everything that we've talked about today in the show notes at roguecreators.club. Make sure you guys go check that out. Subscribe as well there. And then you can also see all of Dave's work. We'll link to his stuff as well as anything we've discussed. And so if you need to hire him for your wedding, getting married soon, and then also, you got Coke cans or, beer bottles or whatever needs.
Yeah.
If you want to share that with Dave, that'd be fine.
Yes.
But then also,
you can share those things.
If you want to, if you need some videos of that, then
absolutely.
Yeah.
So Dave, where can they find you if they'd want to?
Yeah.
I'm on the internet, Zynga.com / I'm just kidding. So basically any social media is at Dave and a Camera, Facebook, Dave and a Camera, like literally everything, just Dave and a Camera. If you just Google Dave and a Camera, you'll find everything. I'm the only one that's Dave and a Camera. So
The one and only.
yeah, the one and only.
One and only.
And speaking of things that are coming up as well, the last few years have done Christmas videos, and
that's
I'm not gonna lie, they've been pretty popular.
They are pretty
where like 6 months before Christmas, people are like, "Hey, so you're shooting a Christmas video this year?" So I may have some big things in the work.
Nice.
So look forward to
It's usually
really good Christmas video this year.
Employee Christmas video.
Yeah,
You and your
if you
camera.
haven't seen them,
Yeah.
go to my Instagram and you'll find the Christmas videos.
Get ready.
I mean, I don't want to say I'm really funny, but I've been told by at least 3 people. So
Well, that's a crowd.
that's
So,
that.
there you
3
go.
is a crowd. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you then. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, guys.